Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. So today I just finished watching Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Before we start this review, I do want to tell you that I didn't particularly grow up with this franchise, so I don't have nostalgia for it, but I did go back and rewatch all three movies in chronological order. I thought part 1 was a nice start to this franchise, part 2 was okay, and part 3 was not very good. But when I heard that they're finally making a fourth installment in the franchise after 40 years with Eddie Murphy returning, I was like, yes, hell yes, I'm in. The trailers were awesome, and that's how I got excited for this movie. And now that I have seen this movie on Netflix, I have to say, this was such a great return to form for this franchise. I am very pleased to say that this might be the second best Beverly Hills Cop movie in the franchise. There is a bunch of stuff to process here, so let's go through the best and worst parts of the movie. The best part of the movie is easily just Eddie Murphy as Axel Foley. Eddie Murphy was hilarious, charming, and overall, it was just so cool seeing him come back for this role. Another positive thing about this movie is the comedy. The humor in this movie has not fallen flat for me whatsoever, and overall, the humor just cracked me up in every single aspect. Another huge positive thing about this movie is the action scenes. There was a lot of cool action scenes during the runtime of this movie. There were vehicle chases, gunshots, and overall, those types of action scenes just rocked my world. Another major positive is the soundtrack. They use the same music notes and same music cues that are callbacks to the first original movies. To be specific, they use the same songs like Breakdown, Takedown, and most importantly, and overall, that type of music just sounded like music to my ears. Another thing I enjoyed from this movie is the return of some old characters like Billy Rosewood, played by Judge Reinhold, and John Taggart, played by John Ashton. Now, in this movie, John Taggart does get a bunch of more screen time than Billy Rosewood, but I didn't really care because it was just so cool seeing the old gang come back together again for this film. And the last thing I really enjoyed from this movie is the inclusion of some new characters added to the cast, which include Joseph Gordon-Levitt as this new young detective who Axel Foley pairs up with, and Kevin Bacon as the new villain. I really like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character, and his dynamic with Axel Foley was actually pretty good, but Kevin Bacon as the villain stole the show for me. Kevin Bacon as the villain was just such a blast, and overall, I really like these new characters they introduced, especially Kevin Bacon. Okay, now let's get into the stuff that didn't really work for me. The first issue I have with this movie is that I do not like Axel Foley's daughter, who, yes, is another new character that they introduced in this movie. Now, there are subplots that involve Axel Foley and his daughter, but that was just honestly the weakest part of the movie to me. Axel Foley's daughter was just a one-dimensional character, and overall, yeah, I don't really like this character. Another negative for me is the plot of this movie. I didn't really find the overall plot to be that interesting. Another nitpick I have with this movie is the one sequence with Axel and Serge. I found that one sequence with Axel and Serge to be kind of dumb. I understand that Serge is an iconic character from the previous two movies, and I can definitely understand why they wanted to try to bring him back for this movie, but that sequence we got with him just felt so unnecessary. And overall, yeah, that sequence with Serge was just not my cup of tea. And the final issue I have with this movie is the fact that I wish we got more of the Billy Rosewood, John Taggart, and Axel Foley dynamic. Now, by the ending of this film, they do get back together, but I wish we got more of that dynamic in the first hour of this film, rather than just seeing Axel Foley with his daughter. But overall, I ended up having such a fun time with watching this film on Netflix, and This might be a great return to form for the franchise, and this could definitely be the second best Beverly Hills Cop movie in the franchise. And the rating I would give for this is a nice, clean 8.5 out of 10. But anyways, yeah, that's my review of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. And thank you for watching. If you want to see more reviews like this, follow me for more. Peace out. And happy 4th of July!